Hello, everybody. Welcome back. I'm really excited to have Angie Licea, the president of the Global Travel Collection, here to chat with me a little bit about GTC, everything that's going on in the industry. Angie, thank you for taking the time to jump on and chat with me today.
Thank you for having me.
All right, so I want to sort of jump right into where things are going with GTC. I was curious if you could give us an update of sort of your membership. I know that's a barometer for a lot of agencies within the industry, but how has the GTC membership grown? And then I'm curious what types of people are coming into the fold.
Right. We have so many different things happening right now. So in the last year, we brought on 210 advisors into our environment. And they range from very, very new to industry or people who have been in the industry for quite some time. We see quite a bit of growth from our advisors in the associate environment. So that would be like a sub-IC, so an IC that comes in under an independent contractor, or even adding additional assistance. And whenever we see an independent contractor adding assistance, that means good growth for the business, because what they're trying to do is make sure that they could keep up with the demand that they're receiving. So they're coming from all different areas, people who are new to the industry, as I said, straight out of college, people who are deciding to come into this industry, who decided not to go the path of college, which can also be a great career path for somebody. But also we have people coming in as second careers, people coming from the events and hospitality space, client services, even attorneys. We have a number of attorneys who have decided to come into the travel space, high-level accounting, CFO, financial people, a lot of entrepreneurs, people who are good in sales. This industry is very translatable from other skills and other jobs. So we see these secondary careers coming into the industry as well. So we couldn't be more bullish on the trajectory of the industry.
Yeah, I know there's a lot of noise out there when it comes to the economic situation, the geopolitical situation, things like that. But from everywhere I hear it, it seems like the industry is attracting the people you mentioned, the people who have excelled in other areas of the economy and are really wanting to get into travel because it is such a special industry. So it's great to hear that. It is interesting to hear about the associates too, because I know that's something that people coming in the industry sort of crave, is that assistance. They seem to have networks. They really want us to hit the ground running, and being able to provide those supports that the associates might provide seems to be really important.
It is very important, and it's actually a really an area that's growing very, very quickly too. And I think by these associates coming in under an IC, they get that hand holding, right, that they crave in order to become very successful themselves. So we're seeing a lot of advisors looking into that sort of associate environment. Another interesting thing is the multi-gen. So there was like this hiatus of people coming into this industry for 20 years. And then now all of a sudden, I have so many family members of advisors who are joining the family business. So grandchildren, children, niece, nephews, aunts, uncles. And out on the West Coast, we have such a great thing going in that space where a lot of people's kids who have gone to college and started their careers are now coming into the travel industry. So I couldn't be more excited, having had 36 years in this industry, to see that happening.
Yeah, that is incredible. I mean, there's no better advocate, I guess, for this kind of career as people who have been successful in it. And I know it's a sort of a special thing to get those multi-gen businesses in here. And I know we've highlighted them a lot in TMR, but it is really great to hear that keeps happening and that hopefully continues to happen over the next few years. Yeah. So you speak a lot about the sort of type of person that's coming in the industry, people who've had success in other industries outside of travel. Like you mentioned, the accountants, the lawyers, the people maybe coming in for a second career who have these big networks. I'm curious, when those type of people come in the industry, what's the biggest hurdle they have to sort of get on the path to success right away? Because I know that's something that a lot of these people are wanting to do.
Yeah, and I think that might be a little bit of why there was a bit of a hiatus. One, I think people just thought travel advisors were going to die out. Not going to happen, right? We've been through every possible disruption that there is in our industry, and we're still here and going strong. But I think sometimes, I was a travel agent. That's where I started. And everything that we did was memorization, right? Everything, the GDS, the commands that we use, the tools and resources, so much of it was memorization. And I think for a long time, it was very hard to come into the industry especially for the newer generations coming in, because they don't think that way. They don't think exactly the way we did 30 years ago. And so it was like memorization. We don't even have to do that. We don't memorize anything. We go to the internet, right? And so now with the advent of these tools developing that allows point and click environment, that allows for people to learn more about the industry as opposed to the commands that they need to enter to get to the access in the industry, has really, really helped people come into the industry and be able to be very, very successful. I think the other thing is just if you're newer to the industry and you maybe don't come in with a set portfolio of potential clients, it's really building that business up. And we have a lot of tools that help those advisors get up to speed and help grow their business. Because this could be such an amazing career that you could do anywhere around the world, if you just have the tools, resources, and the clientele.
Yeah, are there any GTC programs you want to call out specifically, I guess, for helping those people gain a Rolodex of new clients, or anything else you want to point out in order how GTC helps these people sort of develop those skills you mentioned?
Yeah, absolutely. I'd love to. So from a tool standpoint, one of the key things, two key things, one is our advisor portal, our agent portal, agent profiler that features their skills and experience on our internet site. So when people Google for luxury advisors, they go into our page of these extraordinary advisors and can read all of these amazing experiences that they can create. So that's an automatic feeder into them as clientele. You work with a good advisor once, it becomes like your doctor and your hairdresser and your personal trainer. You don't want to let that person go. And so they really are able to build their clientele in that way. We also have a few years ago launched our account management organization that is specifically focused on helping advisors grow, those advisors that are in that growth trajectory, really helping them understand how to be an entrepreneur, how to run a business, how to start to build their clientele, how to keep the clients that they have, how to market to those clients. So as they're building, they're retaining as well. We have a lot, we're bringing in technology such as Nicer. Last year, we partnered with Nicer, which is really an end-to-end process flow. They're on their evolution in their development of their platform. But today, somebody could be in the tool for 2 or 3 days and actually be able to produce a transaction, which is pretty remarkable when back in the day, right, it would take 6 weeks of training just to get there. So, as we continue to invest, because we believe in this industry, and as people of my generation start to sunset, we want to make sure that this industry survives. So we're going all in to make sure that we're providing those tools and resources to enable business to be conducted by these newer advisors.
Yeah, and I know, again, like listening to you talk at the beginning of this conversation, it is nice to hear that there is an influx of new advisors into this industry, that people are considering it this type of career, even the people who've had success elsewhere. Because I know there seemed to be an arbitrage of agents maybe a couple of decades ago because of the internet, and seemed to be like these fears around AI were reborn the last few years. But it seems like the agents I meet, the advisors I meet, are really sort of not afraid of the potential impact of AI and are really excited for.
They're embracing it because it becomes a tool for them.
Yeah.
It's a tool. It's not a competition. It enhances or allows them, if they're not super knowledgeable in a specific market, they can get up to speed very quickly utilizing AI. It's also a great tool for consumers to shop around and decide sort of what they're interested in, and then go to a travel advisor for the level of expertise that's provided. So we're embracing it. We're not afraid of it. We're utilizing it in many different ways, and we're excited about that growth in the industry.
Yeah, so I know we only have a few seconds left, but is there anything else new at Global Travel Collection that you want to make sure advisors are aware of?
Yeah, so we just partnered with 3 different business partners that have taken on the Pan Am historical aspect. Cool. And we're doing an exclusive for the next month, an exclusive offer for 757 jet that has been chartered from Icelandic Air. It's 50 lie flat beds that are going to go across the Christmas markets across Europe. So rather than that old river cruise that you might go on for the Christmas markets, now you can do it via private jet. There's only 50 seats. So we're super excited that they went into this exclusivity environment with us. And it's such a nostalgic, wonderful feel of taking us back to the golden age, that golden era of travel. Also with the extra mile, partnering with NBC now for our third year to highlight the value of a travel advisor and these extraordinary experiences that we can create, our advisors can create for their customers. So we first did New York, we've done Hawaii, we did London, and now we'll be doing Portland, Oregon, and later this year be filming with NBC at an international destination that has not been named. So, we see this as an investment in our industry. Sure, it's good for GTC, but this is good for the industry when consumers know what advisors across any agency can do for a consumer, regardless of the price point. We're here for those consumers to make their experience extraordinary. And I feel very fortunate to be able to invest in the industry in that way.
Yeah. The Pan Am itinerary just seems incredible. I am such a sucker for the nostalgia, like you mentioned. Like I love hearing about that and seeing it. And it's great to hear that too. And again, like you mentioned, like the marketing, the remarketing, I think, to a certain segment of consumers after the past 2 decades seems to be going on. I know I see the GTC ads on CNBC sometimes in the morning. Yeah. So it's really nice to see that, and sort of for the people who maybe have shied away from this segment of the industry to sort of be welcomed back. It is really nice to see.
Yeah. And we do a lot in the marketing space there to help our advisors market to their consumers, which is another growth opportunity, but also to get these incredible, exciting opportunities out into the marketplace. So I feel very bullish on this industry. Regardless of what's going on with the economy, we're around, we're here to help, and we're here to help new advisors and traditional advisors grow in this industry and achieve, their wildest dreams. So.
All right. Well, Angie, thank you so much for your time. It's so nice to talk to you and hear all about what's happening at GTC.
It was my pleasure. And thank you so much for inviting me on.